What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Cylon Johns and Jills. I am Johnny B. Crazy, and welcome to this week's installment of the teasers, review, tidbits, and everything else you want. This week, we are on a season 2, episode 14, Scar, and the next episode in the installment is season 2, episode 15. Yeah, Sacrifice. Sorry, I was getting caught up because I knew it was almost the same. It got me a little tongue-tied. But we're going to get into a little bit of Starbucks Mind today and give you a teaser for Sacrifice. With me, as always, is my co-host, the expert, John St. Baptiste. What's going on, man?
Not a lot, man. Getting ready to go on holiday. I'm back from my repairs at the Cylon manufacturing plant, so that's always good. You know, everything's tip top now. And I'm excited to talk about this episode. You know, we talked about it a bit on Friday, and talking about it today. One of the first things that I'd like to bring up is it was panned quite a bit by a lot of critics, but for me personally, it's probably one of my top 5, definitely my top 10 episodes of the whole entire series.
It's up there for me. It wasn't received that well by the fans either. And I don't know. I can't really find the reason. I think we'll be here all day trying to figure that out. But I definitely disagree with him, right, John? For sure, because it's a pretty deep episode. We get, I mean, Starbucks' mind is dissected almost in this episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, you really see her development, or I would even say deconstruction. You know, she's, I mean, she puts it best. She's, I'm hung up on the dead guy. You know, and on top of all the other things that have gone on with her in her life, she, she's right. She's hung up on a dead guy, and she's for very different reasons. But Kat calls her out on it. She's like, one tie on the ship's enough.
Yeah, I mean, this thrusts you right into the world of a fighter pilot, and also you wonder if he really is dead. All evidence would necessarily. I mean, I don't know how much evidence there is, but you could assume he probably hasn't made it. When she left him, he was mounting that resistance, right? So doesn't look good. And I can't remember. I think it may have been Mackenzie, but they said we'll see Anders on the fleet somewhere. I thought that was pretty funny. You never know. Maybe that would frack with Starbucks' head for sure. If she needs any more of that fracking with, because this whole episode she was stuck on Scar. You know, this person who is seemingly taken a lot of lives, a lot of friends from her. I say person, but this Cylon Raider. You see me there slipping with my own kind. I am a Cylon. But she's just taken aback. We've seen Starbuck vulnerable, but never this vulnerable. And that's the beauty of this episode for me. That and Kat kind of stepping up. You could argue that she was a little bitchy about it, but what do you want a confident person that's your fighter pilot for sure, and that's what you get here. And I'll shut up because I said I wouldn't talk today.
Well, I like hearing you talk. I mean, that's why we have the show together.
Nah, I don't want to do stuff. I'm kidding.
But yeah, one of the interesting things I think is that Kat really does step up, and she's like, hey, you're turning into a mess. And Starbucks still calling her a stemhead, and she's like, well, hey, that's not really my issue anymore. And even if it were, like, I'm handling my shit. You're not. For me, it was. I remember the first time I watched this. It was such a heartbreaking scene when Starbucks just like so drunk she can't even stand. And crashes through the table and everything. Like that was really just. It was like, yeah, you've gotten to this point. You're in this type of emotional place where you're just like, hey, I can't do this. But on the same note, when it comes to doing her job, I mean, in a lot of ways, she really does parallel Saltai. Because when it comes to doing her job, she can do her job. I mean, yes, she called in sick the day that BB got shot, but she's like, I didn't get in that plane because I knew I couldn't. And on top of that, she spent the whole night sitting up watching footage. I know you thought there was something pretty interesting about that scene.
Oh yeah, that footage. That was Ronald B. Moore, right? Ron. He
Mm-hmm.
added a little note into the script, and let me find the scene really quick if I can. There it is. And she's sitting there reflecting, really focusing on Scar, just watching tape of Scar, what of him, I think, killing some of the last people, some of the tape from the shot. And this wasn't in the script, but Ron wrote in as a side note that Kara should be naked in the bowels of the ship with a loaded gun. Disregard this message if you if you deem necessary. He's like, it's just a passing thought, but they put it in and it worked out perfectly. Would you like to give your thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, well, it shows that she's got this obsession. Like, it's not like she's just started drinking and she doesn't care. It's like the exact opposite. She's become obsessed, like absolutely obsessed.
It's her
Uh,
bane.
that's why she's sitting here like watching this over and over and over and over again. And I have never done that before. Never once. Not ever.
None of us have. We're all saints.
I do like the dichotomy between her and Kat with the Nuggets. Kat's more like slap him on the ass and say, hey, get out there and do your thing. You're gonna be fine. And Starbucks like, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, just march to your death, assholes.
I love that quote that she says, this isn't dueling pistols at dawn. This is war. And you realize like actually how much empathy she has for Scar.
Yeah, when she's talking to Boomer, for sure. And it's just that's difficult thing of realizing these emotions and feeling, and that you're not fighting what you think is just a emotionless or mindless robot. Couldn't be farther from the truth, actually. Seemingly right here, right?
Yeah.
And you can see the pain on her face. I don't, and that's a good point. It's not just Boomer who she's feeling for here, or Sharon. It's it gives her. This goes back to her with the Leoben. They sweat. It keeps throwing. The more real, the more human they become. It keeps throwing Starbuck into this perilous situation in her mind where she can't necessarily cope with it. She doesn't know what to do. Right?
Yeah, because she I forget. There have probably been a number of generals who said this, but you have to put yourself in the mind of your opponent, and that's what she doesn't even have to put herself there. She's like, hey, he's doing what I would do. He's thinking the way I would think. He's acting the way I would act, and I think that's really messing with her head a lot. And I love when Sharon says to her, Scar hates you.
As much as
Like,
you hate him.
yeah, as much as you hate him. And it really, I wouldn't necessarily say humanizes, but it gives a whole new context to that character.
Yeah, it just gives you a whole new level, a whole new dimension of context, right? These aren't just the drones. It's not just the humans that have feelings. Sure, you already know that they have biological insides, but that doesn't necessarily, people treat animals on this planet like way less than. Not saying animals and humans are equal, whatever. There's different thoughts on that. I'm not giving you mine. I'm just saying that we treat animals in that same sense. Shameless Starbucks plug. And
With Starbucks plug, by the way, another of our sponsors.
that's right.
I take my notes in a
Blow my
Bobby
money.
Catalano Battlestar journal,
It's beautiful.
and this thing's awesome. Definitely,
Also,
you
be
want a
on the
great
lookout.
journal? Order one.
Emergency Nanolon's first aid kit. Yeah, just be on the lookout for that. That's
Keep
all
an
I
eye
got
out.
to say about that right now. It comes in handy. I have personally figured out where all my nanolons are. Where are your nanolons? That's the question. um, but
Well, Johnny, we should have a talk after we get off air.
yeah, man, I'll let you know what's up, bro. It's no biggie.
Because I need I have something I need to tell you about nanolons.
Well, as long as it's not as bad as the slow clap, we're good to go. Um, okay, so speaking of the slow clap, we
Oh
got
yeah.
so I got an interesting thing about Apollo and Kara. If you didn't know, in act of contrition, they were supposed to be walked in on. You kind of catch them in a post-coital scene, and they ended up not going with it. And the whole time they're like, when or if Starbuck and Apollo get together, we got to make sure that it's for all the wrong reasons. And this kind of exactly happened right here. Starbuck is kind of like a Arya Stark. This this episode, she thinks she's gonna die, so she got to get her some to get her mind off of it. Whatever. That
You
just
thought it was
gives
gonna
me
happen here, and still
still,
no.
still no. Apollo is a lady to the core. You got to put a ring on it before he's gonna put out, unless you're a hooker, and then he'll just pay you. I'm such an asshole.
Have
But
you ever
John,
seen Killing Zoe?
no, I haven't.
Okay, great movie, definitely worth watching. But
Write that
Eric
down.
Stoltz's character goes into this huge monologue about how there's a certain honesty to hiring a sex worker that you can never have in a relationship. Kind of interesting. Plus, Kian, after we finish Battlestar, we'll be watching Caprica, and Eric Stoltz is the lead actor in that.
How did you? I mean, in this scene, I think it was just. I mean, they were just It was portrayed perfectly. It made you feel uncomfortable in the sense, like, I think it was Ron or David. I can't remember who said it. It makes me feel like every weird sexual experience I had in high school.
Yeah, yeah. Every weird sexual experience you had in high school or college or in your 20s or whatever, right, you're just and you're like, A, I'm drunk. B, I know this is an awful idea. C, I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. D, oh,
There's got to be a morning after. I know you appreciate that.
I did. I did quite a bit.
So I can cut at least this small segment out. The Nuggets had a good job of making them individuals. I don't know if I can throw up in like single shots. But as far as the Nuggets go, it really you don't feel like. Sometimes you feel like it's just a death. Hey, someone died. But it's good how even the limited time you get with the Nuggets, they're making an impression, being individualistic, the way they drink the water. Something I noticed. So it gives you a little more impact. These are real people that are dying, and when someone doesn't come back from a mission, kind of like what happened here, you get a little more impact for what Carr is feeling.
Yeah, you don't super care about them, but you feel like they're real people. You actually give a crap about them. You don't. You're not just like, oh, okay, here's a red shirt. Like, you're gonna remember BB, which I'll get to in a little bit. But you're gonna remember these guys. Like, they actually have personalities and character and things like that. And I really thought they did that well.
Yeah, they did. They did. What else do you want to get into? I want to talk a little bit about the time stop, which I thought was really cool cinematically. Car going, right here before time slowing down when she's in the battle with Scar, and just her life flashing before her eyes. Right, it's just one of those classic scenes, but a little exacerbated. Can't really show the whole thing, but
Do you think
she's thinking about
Austin?
everything she's fighting for, everything she's lost right before the
Well,
moment of truth.
she said that line to Hilo in season 1. She's like, everyone else is fighting to get back what they lost. I'm just fighting because I don't know what else to do.
Cat ends up making the kill, and you gotta give it up for Starbuck for manning up, for lack of a better term. And
Well, twice. For one thing, like, Cat, you better get this fucking kill. I'm setting it up for you. And then B, yeah, here at the celebration, which is almost like a proper wake.
Yeah.
She admits, she's like, hey, you won.
And it's just a beautiful scene here. And her remembering, I know you want to talk about it, but her remembering every soldier's name that's passed here. And then, just the acting. Katie Sackhoff, just fantastic here. All these people just did a fantastic job. Most not even saying anything, and it's in the eyes, it's in the shakiness. But I'll let you go.
Yeah, I love this scene because it's forced irony, but it's really good. Because she goes through the whole episode, she's like, "Shut up about dude's ex-girlfriend. Like, nobody cares. Who cares what her name was? Like, she's dead, whatever." But then it gets to this point, and she's gotta fill Kat's glass. That was the bet, which happens to be her glass. And she remembers every single name of every single person who died. And she lists them off. It's and it's and yeah, the way they pan these shots and the physical acting that the actors do, like, I really liked this. It was a really touching moment.
I completely agree. I don't know. I can't see why they thought this was a bad episode. Whatever. To each his own. Different strokes for different folks. I guess. Whatever. Good little scene here. Interesting to note. Kara's closer to Hilo than she is Apollo. A lot of people might not realize that.
Oh yeah, they're like besties. I mean, I think they kind of go into that in season 1.
They do, but I think it's easy to forget and be lulled back. You know what I mean?
Right.
They had the sexy moment already, that the Jill seem to have forgot about pretty quickly. And, right here, it kind of throws back in, not saying, but they are two peas in a pod. I don't know how to describe it other than they are best friends. And she's closer with him than Apollo, if that makes sense.
If you think about it, the scene in which they introduce Hilo has Starbuck in it in the very pilot of the episode, and that's the card game.
True. I didn't even think about that. It's a good point. Yeah. Won't say
Apollo
anymore.
comes later on, and she's like, well, we kind of know each other, but kind of don't. Now, there's something there besides the fact that Apollo's her or what do you say when somebody's dead? Former fiance's brother? Like, there's something else going on there.
Yeah.
Why there's that sexual tension, but she and Hilo, I mean, they're like friends. They get off, and they're sitting in the mess playing poker or what was triad. And that's the first scene in which he is introduced.
Can I make a slight criticism here? She needs to learn how to hold them, hitting the mitts or pads, whatever you want to call them. She needs to be hitting the punch as it's coming at her. She's gonna get her nose broke, John. She's gonna get her nose broke.
No, it's like, for those of you who are new to our channel, if it involves fighting and sparring, Johnny's gonna call you out if it's bullshit. If it involves firearms, I'm gonna call you out if it's bullshit, because
it's bullshit.
Those are hobbies of ours.
It's cinema. I still, this doesn't ruin the episode or anything for me. I was just thinking, man, she's gonna break her face because, and it was you could tell Hilo was trying not to hit him so hard, but it's the first time I ever held pads. Yeah, I hit myself in the face with my own fist because it ain't no joke. And you just think you can hold them there. No, you gotta lean into it, or else it's just gonna boom.
Makes me think of that bully when you're a little kid. Why are you hating yourself? Yeah,
it's always a good day when someone who's never held the pads before gets to hold the pads because they're getting hit in the face with their own fist most of the time, especially when you start kicking them. Oh my goodness, be jacking some folks up. With that, I'll shut the hell up now before I beat my own ass. You better watch it yourself. I'm Johnny B. Crazy, and I have a couple of personalities. John, so what else do you have for this episode? We covered it pretty well Friday. You've got to go check it out if you haven't. Friday nights at 9 p.m. The No Spoilers Battlestar Galactica first time watcher with experts and assholes on the panel. You've got to go check it out because it's very fun. We have contests. Bring your hashtags. It's a lot of fun. Got to get some more people there because we are putting in the work, and I know you love it. You will love it. Come hang out. John, now that I've done a shameless plug, what else you got on this episode, bro? And don't yell at me.
Only other big thing that I have to talk about this episode is I feel like the dynamic between Roslyn, Adama, and Ty is really starting to get developed.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think they actually covered that at all. And to be fair, it's a small scene. If I can even find it in here, that's how small it is.
No, it's maybe a minute 30.
I will find it though. But we'll kind of talk about it a little bit here. There we go. I think this may be it. Okay. Yeah, it's a good little scene. They're kind of just coming together. You're starting to see them work as a more cohesive unit. They're not working against each other so much. And you've seen this naturally developed. You know, it just didn't come out of nowhere. Oh, why is Rosalind all of a sudden why are they all of a sudden working with each other? No, they've had this mutual respect growing from one another, watching how each one of them handles decisions, and it's really about what you do on the fly in this situation. And both of them have handled things differently, but they both have handled things well, and they see that in one another. They see each other's strengths, and they can use each other's strengths to their advantage, because things that Rosalind is strong in, Adama's not, and vice versa. And then you got Ty, who is like a wild card in my opinion, and really has a good hold on what the people are thinking sometimes, at least the assholes, not the general public. He has a good hold on what the officers are thinking. There you go. The people that are under Adama. I wouldn't say he's the best judge of character, but he hears more things than most people. And
Oh, he's a great judge of character. He
well,
just ignore it sometimes.
yeah, I
Like with
don't mean it like I mean it's that was came off from like his decision making isn't the best in his judgment,
right.
as far as like he'll sometimes surface level judge you for stuff that he sees in you that remind him of him. There we go. That's a better way to put it.
Now, one thing I want to bring up for the Jills that, as we said, we didn't even talk about this scene on Friday. Now, Ty is Adama's second. Well, Baltar's Rosalind's second. And we don't even see him in this episode. And the three of them are coming together in a lot of ways. He seems outside of that. Do you think there are going to be ramifications to that?
That's a good question. Definitely bring that Friday or leave it in the comments. For sure, man.
Oh, speaking of Friday. So I'm going to be on holiday, and so we won't be doing the full episode. If anybody has the self-control and can hold off until after that to watch the next episode, that'd be awesome. But Friday, we're just going to talk about, basically, we're pretty much at the midpoint of the series. And we're just going to take a half hour to, it's going to be a bit of a party stream, because like I said, I'm going to be on a holiday. I'm going to be at Ice and Fire Con. And we're going to take about a half hour or so to just talk about where you think the show's going, what you think's going to happen, your crazy tinfoil theories, all of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Jills for that, and it's going to be really quick.
And we'll
So
have something we'll be giving y'all.
and there will be a contest. We won't be saying the G word, but we will say, we can say contest.
Yes. Bring your hashtags Friday. Don't forget
Please,
that.
all y'all come out.
John, would you go ahead and plug your new videos? I got to throw them in the descriptions. Maybe you can help me with that. But plug your new stuff, man, because I'm really digging it. I enjoy it. The playlists that we had to choose from was killer, bro. So yeah, let everybody know about that.
Yeah, so right now, with my channel, I do playlists regularly. Right now, I'm taking a hiatus from that I'm doing Monday through Friday, a video a day for American God, or I'm sorry, not, I do American Gods on Wednesdays, for Game of Thrones. And I'm picking Monday through Friday a different track every day that I think defines the most recent episode, because we're in the final season. It's called 30 Tracks in 45 Days. And I am putting it out like there are 5 tracks for each episode. I want everyone to please come vote. And every Saturday, I'll put up the vote. I am not a large enough channel that I can put up a poll, but leave it in the comment section and tell me which track you think defined that episode best. And that winner will be the track for the season 8 playlist. And it's there's some really good stuff. I actually have 2 videos coming up today because I was having some technical issues yesterday. So Monday's video and Tuesday's video. So you get 2 tracks today.
Watch out. Don't OD.
Also, something you can really enjoy is that I'm putting it up as an entire playlist. So you can listen to all 5 tracks and think of how it features into that episode.
Definitely do it. Touch all of John's buttons while you're there as well. Don't forget about that most important of tasks. Definitely check out my Mondays, Nooners of Thrones at 2 p.m. Eastern. Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing something. It's usually Nooners of Ice and Fire. The topics vary depending on the guest. It's always really in-depth and fun. But coming up, not this week, but next week, the next episode will be Season 2, Episode 15, Sacrifice. John, what is your teaser? Because I think we got some good ones here.
Near, far, wherever you are, I'm here, and my heart will go on.
It's good, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would sing it if it wouldn't get us in trouble. But with that, I will give my teaser. Get ready for a bunch of cheap restaurant menus to show up at your door. Do Cylons eat electric sheep? Also, do Cylons get married? Boom. This is the biggest teaser I've ever given you. So read into it what you will. And let us know what you think in the comments by what the hell I mean by whatever I just said. I think that'll be fun. Watch out for the Quickie of Ice and Fire by me and John St. Baptiste, and with visual help from Mackenzie L. Burns, coming out Wednesday, Magor the 1st, Targaryen Part 2, After the Exile, and many and more of those upcoming. Just check out my channel, check out Mackenzie L. Burns, check out Clarissa Thompson's Facebook page, check out Bobby Catalano, definitely Amy True, smart as hell. Check her out. I don't think she got a YouTube channel yet, but she will. And just definitely.
No, but Amy's with me every Wednesday night.
That's right. That's right. You will see here on John. So go sub to John if you want to see Amy. See, that's all you got to do. John's bringing it. Okay? He's got a wide variety of content. Don't yell at me, John. Anyway, we will get out of here, and I hope y'all had a fantastic time today. John, is there anything that you would like to say?
Ooh. So say we all.
So say we all.
These suckers are pathetic.